one experience was of this, that there was no assessment carried out. And this was very obvious from the projectized studies list that was there in the World Bank's appraisal, based on which they, put forth the agreements with each of the three states and the Union of India. And that was too surprising that without these kinds of basic studies, which only would decide whether the project is really development or destructive project. And then the clearance was also given. And every time that we questioned that process, during that process, when the TN session, like, official in the Environment Ministry was very clear about the position and was saying that you are my eyes, you are my ears, so I get everything from you. And he raised all the issues before the Ministry of Water Resources and the Cabinet Ministry, Cabinet of Rajiv Gandhi ji also. But still the conditional clearance was granted in 1987. And that was the wrong thing that did, because the project was pushed ahead without the clear basis. Although there was tribunal sitting for 10 full years from 1969 till 1979, it is also to be noted that even for such a gigantic river valley and the plan where the river flows up to 1312 kilometers and the valley is up to the area worth 1 lakh square kilometer, and still the tribunal only takes cognizance as per the International Interstate Tribunal, Interstate Water Dispute Act of 1956, only take cognizance of the positions, data, presentations, depositions of the governments, and they don't permit anyone, as even the stakeholder, the displaced people, or any environmentalist or any water resource expert, to present before them their viewpoint. So this is a flaw in that act which needs to be amended. And that is true about every tribunal, whether it is Kaveri Tribunal, Godavari Tribunal, Krishna Tribunal, or so on. And hence the conflict between the state and its people goes on. Even the conflict between one state and other also goes on, as it is in the case of Kaveri or in the case of Krishna. So it is this experience that really gave us a clear understanding as to how the development projects are planned. Without even the rehabilitation plan, when thousands of families were to be affected, including the natural resource-based communities like Adivasis and others, they really went ahead. The World Bank also, certainly violated its own manual, where many golden principles are put forth. And still, so that is why finally the World Bank had to appoint an international high power committee, which is the international report of the independent review. And the chairman itself was the UNDP vice president, former, and the Canadian judge Thomas Berger, anthropologist Hugh Brody, and ecologist from USA. All of them really carried out the thorough research involving all the stakeholders, the government officials, as well as us, walking for kilometers with us. And they finally have concluded that the project is ill-planned, and hence rehabilitation also will not be ensured, and the hydrological data is also not sufficient. So the benefits also need not come true. And that is exactly what has happened today. We got the rehabilitation of thousands of families through our struggle, legal struggle and mass actions, both. So legal and mass battles continued, and we got one after another judgments of the Supreme Court, as well as the orders improving the policy beyond what the tribunal award itself had granted as rehabilitation.